What's up guys, this is the Transformer Gundam, and if you didn't see my last video, I got a package from USA Gundam store, and, well, spoiler alert, I got this kit, and this is the Master Grade Gundam Barbatos. Now I am super excited because I have not built a modern Master Grade like this in some time now, so in this video I'm going to be doing a quick little unboxing. So, take a quick look at the box here. I already looked at the box in greater detail in my USA Gundam Store unboxing video, so I'll just quickly go over the art here. So here's a front view, here is a side view of the box, here is the other side, here is this side, and then finally here is this side, which is the same as this side. And yeah, let's not waste much time and let's crack open this box here. So got my knife here, and we're just going to cut the what do you call this, holding the box shut here, and let us get into the contents inside. So inside the box we go, and we are treated to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 bags of runners, and of course we get the very nice looking instruction manual. So in total there are about 15 plates, so let's take a look at each one. So starting off with the A1 and A2 plates, as you can see here, these looks like parts for the inner frame, mostly for the chest and the head, as well as some arm parts. As you can see, some of the fingers here. These look like these can be the inner frame for the arms here. You get some nice tubing detail in here. These look like these could be for the front skirts maybe. And then taking a look at this runner here, you can see some head parts here. Very cool that the head gets a whole entire inner frame here, so that looks awesome. You see the face plate, and then just some other inner frame parts. This is part of the chest. Looks like more parts of the chest here to get some more of this very cool looking tubing, as well as this is probably for the arms. And yeah, so looks like the first couple runners are going to be inner frame parts. Now one thing you are going to be noticing is that there are a bunch of duplicate runners here. So bringing in the B runner, as you can see there are 2 B runners, and they are exactly the same here, as you can see. So as you can see, we just get more inner frame parts. So looks like we get a lot of the leg inner frame parts here, as well as some more of the waist parts. This is already starting to come off, so that's not good, but yeah, it looks like it's mostly legs, more arm parts maybe, maybe a couple more parts for the chest, because this looks like this can be for the chest maybe. And yeah, as I said, this runner is exactly the same as this one, so we get our first round of duplicate runners here. Next up, bringing in the C1 and C2 runners here. As you can see, something interesting they've actually done is that they actually just combined the C1 and C2 onto one runner, and we get 2 of these, and these are exactly the same. So we get some more duplicate runners here, and this is just more parts of the inner frame as expected. Looks like these are parts of the feet, and yeah, looks like you get a bunch of the wiring here, some feet parts, maybe some ankle parts as well. And yeah, so as I said, these are exactly the same here. So let's bring in the next couple of runners. All right, next bringing in the D1 and D2 runners here. As you can see, we get some very nice coated silver here for the D1 plate. And then unfortunately for the D2, we don't get that same gold coating. We just get the ugly gold that we've come to expect. I mean, it doesn't look terrible, but I actually have some gold spray paint, so I might actually spray these with the gold spray paint I have, and it'll probably look a lot better than this. But you know, actually looking at this in the light, this doesn't look terrible. Now it doesn't look great compared to this, but you know, it's not as bad as I thought. But still, you know, this would probably look better if you actually just sprayed it in gold. But it looks like this is going to be mostly parts for the chest here, as you can see. And these little rivet details, I'm not really sure what these are for, but I guess we'll find out. And then here we just get some nice, looks like these are mostly pistons here. And yeah, so there are the D1 and T2 runners. All right, finally getting into some color here. We got the E plate. Now, traditionally in most kits, the color plate would be the A plate, but since I guess we're actually starting off with building the inner frame first, we didn't actually get color until the E plate. So as you can see, this is mostly a lot of the armor parts here. So we get the yellows here. So like for the defense, for the chest, it looks like these are for the ankles maybe. And then we get some nice clear green here for the eyes, it looks like. So it looks like you don't have to apply the eye sticker if you don't want to, because it's already in clear green. So that's really cool. We get, you can see the face mask there. And we get some white parts for, of course, the waist. Looks like this is mostly waist pieces. This is for the feet up here. And maybe some more chest details, as well as the red detail in the face there. So yeah, here is the E plate. Next, taking a look at the F1 and F2 runners here. As you can see, F2 is partially a duplicate of F1 minus this part here. So taking a closer look here, looks like we get some more armor pieces here, mostly for the legs, for the shoulders, as well as for the feet and the arms as well. And one thing that's interesting here is that it looks like this part is hollow. So it looks like the clear pink detail on the inside of this is actually going to be with plastic instead of with stickers in the case of the high grade. So that's going to be really nice to see. And yeah, I mean, it's really not much going on here. Just get some of the white armor pieces. So let's move on. Next up, we get two G runners here, and these are exactly the same. And it looks like we get some darker details here. It doesn't look like it's completely black, maybe like a really dark gray here, but it's definitely not a pitch black here. So anyways, I don't really know what any of these parts are for, but yeah, looks like this is some maybe vent detail in there or some dust detail. You can't really pick it out, but there are some nice detail on the inside of this part, as well as you can see in here as well. Looks nice. And yeah, so there are a look at these two runners. All right, bringing in the H runner next. It looks like we get some clear pink here, so this looks very cool. And as I expected, it looks like most of that red detail that I actually mentioned earlier is going to be in this nice pink here. So yeah, as you can see, you can make out the details there. That is going to go with this piece. I would imagine it would go something like this part would go inside of there. I would probably be facing that way. I might be wrong about that, but that is my assumption. So anyways, looks like most of those pink red details are going to be done in this clear pink, so that's gonna be really cool to see. And these are obviously for the shoulders, and these are for what I imagine for the kneecaps. And we get some more pink here. I'm not really sure what this is for, but I guess we will find out. And then next, bring in the I1 and I2 plates, just because these ones are so tiny. Looks like we get the I1 in this nice like blue here. It's like a navy blue, and looks like we get a bunch of armor parts for the chest. And then the I2 runner here, we get some parts for the giant gun. And yeah, that's about it for these two runners. So we'll bring in the next runners. Finally, bringing in the final two runners, we get J1 and J2. As you can see, J2 is partially a duplicate of J1, and it looks like these are bits for the giant mace that the Barbatos uses. And we also get bits for the sword here. This is a little bit unfortunate that the actual blade itself is just in this dull gray plastic. I might actually paint this up in a silver spray paint I have, but I'm not 100% sure yet with that. And it looks like we get some more gun parts down here. So it looks like this is the rest of the weapons. And yeah, yeah, that'll about do it for all of the runners. So we'll take a quick look at the instruction manual next. Before we actually take a look at the instruction manual, let's quickly go over the decal sheet. So it looks like for color correction ones, we only get 2. Those are for the eyes, and this is what I'd imagine for maybe the front-facing camera or for the chest. But I probably won't use these because the eyes are already in a clear green. But if you wanted to use a metallic green, you can definitely use these stickers here. And then we get the standard master grade marking decals here. So there's just a bunch of like numbers, warnings, and symbols. And you get the Tekiden logos here in several different colors. And yeah, these are completely optional as well. So I may or might not use some of these, but I don't know for sure yet. So finally getting into the instruction manual here, this looks very nice. I really like the art direction they went with here. We get a nice art of the box that we already saw with this nice black background. We get the Tekiden logo up there, and we get the actual name of the Gundam, which is the ASWGOH Gundam Barbatos. And there you go, you just get the Master Grade logo down there, I Am Blooded Orphans. And it just says 1/100 scale Master Grade ASWGOH Gundam Barbatos down there, and there is the blue Bandai logo. Then taking a look at the back, we just get a shot of the kit. And if I imagine this is probably all painted up. Of course, it does have some panel lining, so yeah, this is probably what the kit looks like, all panel lined and painted up. And let's quickly take a look on the inside here. So starting off, we get a little read up of the story, which is in Japanese and also in English there, so that's very cool. And we're just talking about the Calamity War. I'm not going to try saying that because I completely forgot how to pronounce that, but if you guys watch the anime, you know what they're talking about there. But anyways, it's just going over some basic instruction assembly, how to, basically making sure that you have the parts facing the right direction before snapping them in place. And what is this? Parts designed undergates have excess sprue on their inner or back sides, so make sure to trim those down. So it looks like all this kit is undergated, which is a good and bad thing. And then it's just a little guide on how to cut the parts if you don't know. And then here is a assembly guide. So it looks like we start off with the chest, then we build the head, then we build the left and right arm, and then after that we go to the legs, then we build the waist and the backpack, and then after that we get the sword, the 300mm smooth bore gun, and the mace. So there you go, and then let's quickly actually flip through the instruction guide. So we get a rundown of all the parts, and it looks like we're using mostly everything here. There are a few parts up here in the G-Runner that we don't actually use. Besides that, everything else is used, and actually I am mistaken because looking at the Bead Runner, there is another part right there that we don't use. So looks like we use most of the pieces here, but not all of them get used. So anyways, we'll start off here with the chest unit, and then of course we start with the inner frame, and it looks like you have to build this in a very, very specific way for it to work out, and the detail and the instructions go in great detail how to exactly line everything up before you snap them into place, because from what I've heard, once you build the inner frame, it is very hard to take apart. So you have to make sure everything is lined up perfectly, and so you don't, of course, mess anything up, and then that would just be very painful trying to take it apart to try to fix it. So anyways, go through that. Yep, it looks like you get constant, hey, check this, make sure everything here is right before moving on to the next step there. I'm just making sure that you have everything right before moving on. So there is the chest, then we get into the head assembly. Of course, it doesn't look too complicated at all. Then we get to the arm units. So we're moving on here. And then we get, of course, to the legs as well next. And then we get some nice artwork, just a break from the instructions, I guess. And this is all in color, so we get a closer look at the frame, how the frame works with like moving the joints and everything like that. going over the armor itself, some of the weaponry, and the main character, which is Mikazuki August. I probably said his name wrong. It's been a while since I've watched the anime, but he is the pilot of the Barbatos. And then you get a close look at the weapons, and then over here we just get some, what is this? Funeral rites. Looks like just a read up on the Barbados, maybe down there. Interesting. And then we get a painting guide. So yeah, this is a pretty cool page here. And it's a nice break from all the black and white. But moving on here, let's just get right back into the actual assembly guide. So we get into the legs, building the frame first, of course, and then adding on the armor. So keep going, and then we get into the waist units, which doesn't seem that difficult, honestly. And then moving on, we get to the backpack, and then of course finally we get to the weapons. And let's see, come on, there we go. Yeah, we just get more weapons assembly, and then we get how to store all the weapons on the backpack, and then we get some more really nice line art with how to apply all of the decals if you wanted to put those on. So yeah, this looks very nice. And then finally we get to the back side of the instruction manual. So that is about it for this unboxing, going through all of the plates and then taking a detailed look at the instruction manual. I hope you guys enjoyed. I don't know when I'll get to building this. I do have some kits that I want to try to finish first before getting into this, but this looks like it's going to be a really fun kit, and I'm really looking forward to it. So expect a review coming at some point. I don't know when, but stay tuned. So anyways, that's all it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, as always, don't forget to give this video a like, leave a comment if you have any questions, comments, or concerns. And don't forget to subscribe, as well as turn on that notification bell so you don't miss any of my future videos. And finally, don't forget to join the Discord. I'll have a link to that in the description below. And be sure to follow me on my Instagram. I'll also put a link to that in the description below. So anyways, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.